本日6月18日、ブルックリンにあるキングスシアターにてゲラオザ・ボート・ラリーというイベントにやってきています。ニューヨーク市長のマムダニ市長、そしてバーニー・サンダース上院議員がこの後登壇予定となっております。マムダニ市長はですね、本当に市民の目線に立ってコミュニティの声を政治に反映する、とても強力なリーダーシップを持った政治家でもあります。私もですね、今日じっくりと彼の声を聞いていきたいと思います。
What a week, y'all. It is so exciting to be in the home of the NBA champions, the New York Knicks! In America's 250th year, our country is at a fork in the road. While oligarchs, billionaires, and one very constipated-looking trillionaire try to buy our democracy, the people are realizing that despite what billionaire-owned mainstream messaging is telling us, we are more connected than divided. All around this great country, the people are coming to understand that we have the power. And while this two-party system may not represent the power of the people, we're finding that special candidates and special elected officials do. We've seen this for years, like with the legend who is speaking here later tonight, Senator Bernie Sanders. Burst onto the scene like New York's very own Mayor Zohran Mamdani! We New Yorkers are going to organize and work for a ballot that has progressive fighters instead of institutionalized Democrats. We're going to get ourselves a ballot that favors speaking out against violence instead of staying silent. A ballot that believes in every New Yorker thriving instead of just surviving. A ballot that keeps the power in the hands of the people instead of the Bitcoin accounts of billionaires. But as we know, these progressive candidates cannot win without us. Throughout this campaign, 100,000 volunteers have been putting in hours of phone banking and canvassing and getting the word out about this exciting slate of candidates. And from now until Tuesday, we have one final push. But New Yorkers aren't afraid of hard work. We may be afraid of air conditioner juice falling into our eyeballs, or trombone players moving into the apartment next door, but not hard work. It's time to roll up our sleeves and get this done, which is perfect because this month is Pride and so many of you are already wearing tank tops.
Thank you, Brooklyn! Thank you, King's Theater! Thank you to an incredible slate of candidates. And thank you to all of you for making it here when you could easily still be in the streets celebrating. So first of all, and say it with me as loudly as you can, Knicks in! Knicks in! Knicks in! As I look out on this crowd, I see many of the same faces from our rallies last May and June. The same faces I saw as I spoke on a steaming June evening and a freezing November night. And I know that there are some who may ask, election not over. It may be, but our work has never been about any one person, any one office, or any one election. Our work has been about one movement. A movement to turn the page on the politics of big money and small ideas. A movement to usher in a new era for our city. A movement to make government work for every single New Yorker, not just the wealthy and the well-connected. I stand here today fulfilling the promise I made to you in the days when we were polling at 1%. The days where our closest competitor was other. We don't hear about him much anymore. The promise was that I would use every tool at my disposal to stand up to corporate greed and bad landlords, to protect our immigrant neighbors, to deliver a city where New Yorkers could afford to do more than struggle, a city where dreams are no longer fantasies of today but glimpses of tomorrow.
The truth.
And the truth, my friends,
The truth.
is that I cannot do it alone. The reason I stand here alongside this incredible slate is that if we want to build a movement that endures, if we want to build a movement that wins, we need leaders across our city who are willing to fight with everything they have for working people. We need Claire Valdez, Dania Lisa Avila Chevalier, and Brian Lander fighting for us in Congress. And if we want this movement to win, we need you to show up the way you showed up for me. To knock as many doors as you can, even when it's raining, even when it's hot, even when it's hard, even when the Knicks just brought an end to a 53-year wait. Because that's what we have, and that's what our opponents don't. That extra door, that extra text, that extra bit of effort, that second door knock after 15 seconds of not hearing it. You know what I'm talking about. Fighting the urge to mark not home in van. Don't do it. Don't do it. Knock again. Because I know that even though you're tired, even though you've given so much, even though it's frankly unfair to ask you for more, I know that you have it in you.
You gotta keep going.
I know it only because I'm reminded every single day when I walk the streets of our city. When I see New Yorkers going to work at every hour and still finding time to dream in that same hour that tomorrow could be more than today. Because if anyone can sustain this movement, if anyone can win these elections, if anyone can shock this country, it is you. You have done it before, and on Tuesday, we will do it again. The old world is dying, and the new world struggles to be born. Now is the time of monsters. These monsters take many forms today. In those who fund television ads that blanket the airwaves with misleading and bad faith attacks about Claire, Brad, and Dari. Those who would rather spend far more on political contributions than they would ever be made to pay in taxes. In AIPAC, for whom the only thing more frightening than democracy being allowed to run its course is an end to genocide and Netanyahu's wars. They move millions in dark money to accomplish a single goal, to preserve their power so that they can turn us against one another, instead of our leaders turning towards the moral change we all know to be necessary. In a politics that for too long has asked working people to lower their expectations, to settle for less, to become satisfied with small victories while our wages grow even smaller and our costs grow even larger. To resign ourselves to resignation, to accept the unacceptable.
In the wealthiest city, in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, we need not live in fear of monsters any longer. If a new world is truly to be born, then where else should it be born than right here in New York? Where else should that new world be born than in the city the entire world seeks to emulate? On June 23rd, we will win that new world together. The outcome of these elections will reverberate around our city and around our country. And it will send a very clear message. When we win, we will make it clear that our movement is more powerful than their money. When we win, we will make it clear that we understand the urgency of this moment and refuse to delay change for yet another year, for yet another cycle, for yet another generation. And when we win these elections on June 23rd, let it be heard by every member of Congress who believes incumbency is a substitute for action. Let it be heard by every oligarch who thinks that greed can go unchecked, that politicians can be bought, that this city and this country have a price. Let it be heard by every pundit who sees a Muslim last name and tells that candidate to prepare a concession speech. Let it ring in courtrooms that mistake the Voting Rights Act as a suggestion, not the law of the land. And in fact, let it roar in every state where politicians think they can redraw the lines so that black Americans no longer have a say. Last year, New Yorkers were asked to make a choice. And many were told that it was a choice between a government that could answer the challenges of today and one that could imagine a better tomorrow. They were told it was a choice between a government that clears the streets of snow and one that would hold corporate abusers to account. After all, they told us, surely government couldn't both fill potholes and provide universal childcare. Surely government couldn't both dare to deliver and dare to dream. My friends, if these past 6 months have proved anything, it is that these are false choices. Government can achieve so much more than those who seek to discourage and demoralize that they are willing to admit. Government can fix crumbling streets, bring people together, and transform our city. And those who tell us otherwise are driven by a 4-letter word: fear. Fear that maybe things will change. Fear that maybe power will no longer be restricted to backrooms and boardrooms, but extended to the working people being priced out of this city. This is a moment of more, of asking for more, of expecting more, of delivering more.
Yes.
We won't answer to those who insist we settle for less any longer.
Yes.
Now, people often ask me what I think of the state of the Democratic Party. This slate here today is our answer. The Democratic Party must change. We tend to follow that question with another. Who do you want to run in 2028? Then they ask, when does the race for 2028 begin? It starts now. It starts on Tuesday. It starts when we reject a politics that believes in polls more than principles. It starts when we realize that politics, one that waits for political convenience, will never feel the urgency to address the people's inconvenience. Because at the heart of all of these questions that are being asked is who we are and what we are fighting for. These campaigns, these candidates, they answer that question in the way that we must. Because for far too long, our party has seen its job as managing decline instead of delivering material change for working people. It has seen its job as explaining why we cannot instead of showing how we can. And that old way of thinking will lose on Tuesday. And frankly, it will lose in South Carolina and New Hampshire. It will fall short of 270 electoral votes. Because the party of the past will not be what leads us into the future. For we need a Democratic Party with backbone. A Democratic Party that offers an affirmative agenda without apology. A Democratic Party that is not just willing to stand up, but also to stand for something. And a Democratic Party that has the ambition to enact a vision worthy of the people it seeks to represent. Affordability is not magic. It is not something that can be summoned by words. It must be summoned by deeds. We must stand up to corporate greed, build affordable housing, make childcare something every family can afford. And as we speak, there are those hoping to divide up the working people of this city, to convince us that the problems we face are not a result of their greed, but instead that of our neighbors. They will do whatever it takes to maintain a broken status quo that benefits the privileged few at the expense of the many. And they think that there is no one who will try to stop them. They're wrong.
Got it wrong.
This slate will. And this slate will not just try. This slate will succeed. Because this slate knows the difference between a party that defends the status quo and a party fighting to transform the status quo. And I want to be honest with all of you. If you want politicians who spend their time telling you about all the things that cannot be done, my friends, you are at the wrong rally. By all means, vote for the other guys.
No.
But if you want leaders who wake up every day asking how much more can be done for the working person, then knock doors, make calls, text your friends, bring your neighbors to the polls, and vote. And when you are at those polls, when you are in that booth, and it's just you and your ballot, and that incredible pen from the Board of Elections, it is a sacred moment. It is you alone with democracy. And it is then that every New Yorker answers a question. What the other side wants that question to be is which of your neighbors are you most willing to celebrate? What the other side wants that question to be is which leaders of today are you willing to delay until tomorrow? They ask that the tenant of 40 years vote against the tenant of 1 year. That the divide is between those who have gone through decades of political transformation and those who have joined our movement as soon as they were of voting age. They ask questions that sustain power for those who have it under the guise of rewarding those who struggle under it. I do not believe that is the question you must in fact answer in that booth. In the city I know, in the city I love, the question is not when did you arrive? The question is, can you afford to stay? The greed that drives some of this cost of living crisis, we have something that crisis does not. Something far stronger. We have a love of our neighbors that can be heard in bodegas and $9 coffee shops alike. A love that is not driven by age or race or status, by a working class solidarity and a fundamental understanding that only together can we win that which we deserve. Only together can we win housing that's affordable, wages that recognize our worth, and a government in which there is no task too big and no job too small. Whether you are a tenant who has been here for 4 months or 40 years, We have so much more in common with one another than we do with those attacking Claire, Daria Lisa, and Brad. Whether you arrived at JFK, at Port Authority, or your great-grandparents came through Ellis Island, we have so much more in common with one another than those who seek to demonize new arrivals, whether from Kansas or Kinshasa, and divide us. And whether you worship at shul, at a mosque, in a church, a gurdwara, a temple, or you don't worship at all, we share a belief that our city deserves leaders who lead with hope and not fear. Because no matter where we live, how old we are, what train we take in the morning, or what bagel we order, we are New Yorkers and we want the same things. Housing that we can afford, childcare that is universal, buses that are fast and free, Medicare for all, time with the people we love, a city that belongs to all of us. And that's exactly why we need to elect Brad Lander, whose love for his neighbors is only matched by the fight he will bring to Congress. Brad had my back when I needed him most.
Yay!
Had this city's back when Elon Musk tried to rob it of tens of millions of dollars. And he put his own back on the line to protect immigrants who were wrongfully detained by ICE. That's why we need to elect Assemblymember Claire Valdez. A former UAW organizer and proud Democratic Socialist, who is running for Congress to make sure working people in New York and across this country have a seat at the bargaining table. Now, when other Democrats chose to look the other way, as Netanyahu committed war crimes,
Fuck him! Fuck him!
Claire didn't just name the genocide, she organized for a ceasefire. When ICE abducted our neighbors, Claire was arrested protesting. Wherever there have been struggles in our city for dignity and justice, my friends, say it with me, Claire was there. No one will work harder than Claire to take power from those who abuse it and put it in the hands of those who deserve it. And that, my friends, is why we need to elect Daria Lisa Avila Chevalier. The daughter of a single mother from a working-class Dominican family. Since she was a teenager, Dottie has organized her community and reunited families illegally separated by ICE. That includes her classmate Mahmoud Khalil, whose pregnant wife Noor's cries for help were ignored by so many, but not by Dari. Because Dari is exactly who the people of the Bronx and Upper Manhattan deserve representing them in Congress. New York, I hope you'll forgive me, but I have the Knicks on my mind. With just 5 days left until election day, and 30 seconds left on the metaphorical clock, I will leave you with this quote. You are allowed to think about the worst possible scenario, but you gotta go out there and do something about it. My friends, I must ask you, what are you going to do?
Yes.
How many friends will you text right now? How many doors will you knock? How many neighbors will you bring along? Because I hate to break it to you, but OG Anunoby is not here to save the day. The only hands we can count on are ours. But this is our team. This is our year. So let's go after it and get it. It is my pleasure
for the introduction. I think all of you know there is a lot of bad news in the world today, so I want to cheer you up and give you some very good news. And it's not just the Nixon fire. In the last 8 months, progressive, democratic, socialist candidates all over this country have been winning major victories. And the answer, in my view, is not complicated. The working class of America understands that our current economic system is rigged, that it is designed to benefit the wealthy and the powerful, and that while the very richest people in this country become richer, it leaves working families behind struggling to put food on the table. Working families understand that it is insane that Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, has increased his wealth by almost $1 trillion since Trump was elected, and that he now owns, one man owns more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households. And while Musk and his billionaire friends become richer and richer, 60% of Americans are struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to put food on the table, pay the rent, and pay for health care. That is not the economy that the American people want or deserve. American people understand that in this moment in American history, we have more income and wealth inequality than we have ever had.
Terrible!
You know, when we went to school, we studied the Gilded Age. Remember that? The Rockefellers and the Carnegies and all those guys. The situation today is much more unequal than it was back then, with the 1% on top owning more wealth than the bottom 93%. Progressives and democratic socialists are winning all over this country because they understand that our healthcare system is broken, that we pay the highest prices in the world for healthcare and for prescription drugs. Meanwhile, the pharmaceutical industry and the insurance companies make huge profits while people can't afford to go to a doctor. Progressives and socialists are winning all over this country because they understand that in the richest nation on earth, we should not have a massive housing crisis with 800,000 people homeless and 20 million households paying 50% or more for their housing. Progressives and socialists are winning because they understand that in America we should not have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country on earth. We should not have a child care system which is broken, where families can't afford child care and the workers in child care centers are getting inadequate pay. Over 20% of seniors in America are trying to survive on $15,000 or less. And that low-income elderly people are living 9 years shorter lives than wealthy seniors. We are winning elections across the country because the American people understand that our democracy is being undermined by a corrupt campaign finance system that is dominated by billionaires and their super PACs. American people understand that a large part of our horrific foreign policy is impacted by APAC funding. That our policy regarding artificial intelligence and the lack of action to protect workers is directly a result of the hundreds of millions of dollars that the AI companies are going to put into campaigns. And they understand that our financial policy is impacted significantly by the huge campaign contributions from crypto super PACs. So all people, all across this country, and I don't care if you are a progressive, socialist, conservative, moderate, you understand that we live in a nation where the average person gets one vote, but billionaire-funded super PACs are able to buy and sell candidates. There is something else that the American people understand, and that is that the politics and the policies of the Democratic establishment are no longer good enough. In this dangerous and unprecedented moment in American history, tinkering around the edges just won't work. Taking money from corporate PACs won't work. Hiring inside the Beltway consultants and running stupid 30-second TV ads won't work. Yes, it goes without saying, progressives are going to lead the effort in this direction. We need and will take on Trump and his pathological lying. We're going to take on his racism, his authoritarianism, his undermining of democracy and constitutional rights, and his illegal and unconstitutional laws. But let me be as clear as I can be, and that is, taking on Trump is not enough.
No.
The American people are hurting, they are struggling, and they demand strong and immediate action now to improve their lives. And that is what the campaigns that we're seeing right here in New York City are about. It's what the campaigns that we're seeing all over this country is about. It is building a grassroots movement to mobilize working class people across this country to take on the billionaire class and to create an economy and a government that works for all, not just the few. One of the things that the establishment does is they say, you know, you guys on the left, your extreme left, your ideas are so crazy. They're impractical. Don't you know we are living in an age of austerity? And our response to that is somehow or another, they got $1 trillion to give in tax breaks to the 1%. Military spending by $500 billion. You know what? If they can do those things for the rich and the powerful and the military industrial complex, together we can create a decent life for every man, woman, and child in this country. 100,000 people came together to tell the establishment, enough is enough, we're going to bring change in New York. And brothers and sisters, that is the message reverberating all across this country in small towns and large cities. So our job is to fight for an agenda that transforms this country and that works for working families. And here are just some of what we have got to do. At the top of my list is the absolute need to get rid of this disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court. Get rid of these super PACs, get them out of the Democratic Party primary.
Get them the fuck out!
And let us create a vibrant democracy, one person, one vote, not billionaires buying elections. Now, everybody in America understands that our current healthcare system is broken. But what separates progressives from establishment Democrats is we don't just moan and say, oh, isn't it terrible, costs are so high, so many people are uninsured. We are prepared to take on the insurance companies, take on the drug companies, and bring about a Medicare for all, single-payer system. Which guarantees health care to every man, woman, and child as a human right, not a privilege. And when we look at the economy, we're not just saying, well, gee, prices are rising, that is true. But we have got to have a minimum wage in this country, $20 an hour, that is a living wage. We've got to make it easier for workers to join in unions by passing the PRO Act. And we can no longer be the only major country on earth that does not have guaranteed paid family and medical leave. This is the richest country on earth. We should be having the best public educational system in the world. What the mayor is doing here should be done all over this country. Universal child care, make it free. I want the best and the brightest young people to go into public education. No teacher should be making less than $60,000 a year. And young people should not be going deeply into debt to get the education they need, higher education, public education, tuition free. And we need more doctors, we need more nurses. We've got legislation to make medical school, nursing school, tuition free. And what the American people understand is the time is long overdue for the wealthiest people in this country to start paying their fair share of taxes. And I want to give you an example. Give me a moment here to give you an example of what this inequality is all about. I proposed and introduced legislation to establish a 5% annual wealth tax on the less than 1,000 billionaires in this country. $938 billionaires who are worth over $8 trillion. I want to tell you what a 5% wealth tax on these fewer than 1,000 people would accomplish. It would provide every man, woman, and child in a household making less than $150,000 with a $3,000 direct payment, $12,000 for a family of four. It would provide the necessary resources to build 7 million units of low-income and affordable housing and put hundreds of thousands of workers to work, union jobs, building homes. It would expand Medicare to cover dental, vision, and hearing. It would guarantee universal child care. It would expand home health care so that seniors and people with disabilities can live with dignity in their own homes. It would restore health care to the 15 million Americans who are losing it because of Trump's big, beautiful bill. All of that and more would be paid for by a 5% annual tax on the wealth of billionaires. Nobody with less than $1 billion in wealth would pay a nickel more in taxes. My critics claim that this legislation is punitive. No! It's confiscatory. We're picking on these terrible billionaires. And here is the irony, for better or for worse. Elon Musk would pay $39 billion more in taxes, leaving him, I know this is tough for Elon, with just $737 billion in which to survive. I know, hey! You know what the price of gas is right now? And when we talk about a progressive agenda, it's an issue I've been working very, very hard on. I want you all to be aware of it. AI, artificial intelligence, and robotics are the most transformational and consequential technologies in the history of humanity. And that is why we are fighting for a moratorium on the construction of new data centers. That is why we've just introduced today, matter of fact, legislation that would establish an AI sovereign wealth fund, which would give the public 50% of the ownership of the major AI companies. We cannot allow a handful of billionaires whose only goal is to make more and more money for themselves to transform our country and the world. The public must be involved in that process. As some of you may know, I grew up literally just a few miles away from here. I grew up in a 3.5-room rent-controlled apartment right here in Flatbush. My father dropped out of school at the age of 14 and came to this country from Poland at the age of 17 without a nickel in his pocket. My mother graduated high school in the Bronx. They, in fact, lived the American dream by having both of their sons graduate college and do things that they never would have believed would have been possible. And the story of my family is the story of your families. It is the story of the vast majority of the American people. We are people whose families came here from Europe, from Latin America, from Africa, from Asia, from every country on earth. But the dream for all was a better life for their children and the desire to live in a free and democratic society. Our job is to keep faith with their dreams, their struggles.
Yes.
They did so much
Yes.
to create the country that we live in.
Yes.
If we're going to keep faith with their hard work, their determination, their fighting in wars, that means that we must not allow a handful of oligarchs motivated by extreme greed. We must not allow them to control our economy, to control our media, to control our political life. We must not and will not allow their greed to destroy the heart and soul and what is best in our country. We will not accept dog eat dog, might is right, survival of the fittest mentality. And the way we keep their dreams alive, the way we keep what is best in America alive, is to be involved in the political process, as I know so many of you are. So in the next 4 days, let us do everything that we can to elect Brad and Claire and our Lisa to the United States Congress. Let's do it. Thank you all very much.
私は昨日、マムダニ市長、そしてバーニー・サンダース議員の決起集会に参加してきました。そしてですね、彼らの演説を聞いて深く考えるところがありました。彼らが掲げる政策、とりわけ超富裕層であったり、資本家に対して挑戦してですね、働く人々のための政治を取り戻す、この姿勢は私がかつて日本でもですね、今でもですけど、とても重要であると思ってきた政策そのものだったんです。誰もが住める公営住宅の確保ですね。超富裕層に対して 5% の富裕層税を課すだけで700万との公営住宅が作れる。そして年収約2000万円以下の人々に対して全ての人に直接給付3000ドルが可能であるんだと。で、そういった政策ですね。この彼らの実施する草の根の力には間違いなく学ぶべきものが多いと私は思います。しかし同時にですね、日本とアメリカのこの文化の違いというのも痛感したところでもあります。政治意識の在り方、そして社会背景が異なる日本におきまして、アメリカと全く同じやり方が通用するのかといえば、それは非常に難しいですね。でも日本ではこういった派手な社会運動にならなくても、物価高に多くの人が苦しんで、そして今生活の尊厳を失われるような労働者であったり一般市民の切実な叫びというのは今溢れ返っています。文化は違いどですね、日本の土壌に合ったやり方をこれからも模索していく必要があるなと私は感じています。